Morning. Paul Dittman with M&G Investments. We're a wholly owned subsidiary of Prudential UK, not Prudential US. Prudential manages about 2/3 of $1 trillion, I think, and we manage about half of that for Pru. And one of our strategies is in commercial mortgages. We lend pretty much through the capital stack. So we would go a whole loan up to 80-85% loan to value, but we can do senior only or mezzanine only. And deal size typically is somewhere around the 70 to 80 million range. Our range, I would say, was probably somewhere in the range of 30 to 50 million up to 500 or 600 million. We have financed primarily throughout Western Europe, but not Portugal, Italy, or Greece. But most other countries we're financing in. We lend on all different types of products, whether it's hotels, obviously offices, logistics, retail, and anything with predictable cash flow. We don't do healthcare and we don't do development. So that's kind of a brief overview of what we're doing or not doing.
Great, thank you. Norbert.
Yeah, my name is Norbert Kellner. I'm head of debt capital markets real estate at Helaba. Helaba itself is, I guess, a well-known lender in the European region and in the US. We have a loan book of approximately 303 billion euros. Again, very active in Europe here, where I am here, based in London. We have activities all over, let's say, Northwest Europe. We lend to, I would say, all the relevant asset classes except to hotels. We are more well known for senior lending, even if we do also whole loans where we structure the loans in a way that we then partner up with mezzanine or junior lenders. And that's very much it.
Great, thank you. Christoph.
Thank you. Christoph Wagner, Director of Debt Strategies at TH Real Estate. TH Real Estate came together in April this year as a joint venture between TIAA of the US, a large listed pension provider, and Henderson in the UK, covering Europe and Asia. So the two companies combined their non-US real estate activities in one single platform. On the debt side, we have two mandates. One is senior lending with small and medium-sized loans, so ticket sizes from 10 to 100 million pounds. We can underwrite above that. Our strategy is to hold those positions, and the sweet spot in terms of tenor is 7 to 10 years. But we can be flexible from 5 to 20 years term. So a very long-term focused investment mandate on the senior side. We have a fund that's coming forward and will be launched soon, which is a much more flexible remit. That proposition can lend on a 5-year basis and around that, 3 to 7 years, say, and is a lot more flexible in terms of property quality. Both mandates are focused on the UK at this stage. We can finance secondary property in various locations throughout the UK. And again, the fund solution is extremely flexible capital, up to 75% LTV. We can underwrite business plan risks, including CapEx and repositioning assets.
Okay, good. Thank you, Anthony.
Good morning. My name is Anthony Shayle. I represent the UBS global real estate lending business in the UK. This is still, for us, a relatively new product. We launched our first fund at the beginning of this year. We are in the process of now deploying that capital and building the fund up with further equity investors. The fund's business is really pretty simple. We're senior debt providers. We stick below the radar screen of the main lenders in the market, so we're typically lending between about 5 million GBP up to about maybe 25 million GBP. We're fairly flexible in terms of our sector coverage, geographic coverage, and in terms of whether we like investment or development. We have two sort of no-nos in our fund, which is hospitals and schools, because that's seen as infrastructure. But other than that, we're pretty flexible about where we lend, how much we lend, and the kind of opportunities we're lending on. I think for us, the one thing that makes us rather different is we go up all the way to the top of the capital stack in the debt sense, and we lend up to about 75% LTV. We don't sell down, and that's one of the things that borrowers regularly ask us. And so I find myself in conversations, the borrower says, so how much will you sell down? I say, no, I don't sell down. I say, well, how much are you going to set out and give away to the senior debt? I say, no, I am your senior debt. And you get through this sort of process, and eventually they cotton on, but we're actually the genuine whole loan article. We're planning further funds. We want to do a second fund of this series, and we're looking to go from the UK out into Europe as well, because we think that the market is very interesting across the continent, not just in the UK.
Great, thank you. James.
Yes, good morning. James Spencer-Jones from GE Capital. I look after the UK debt origination business, and we also cover pan-European jurisdictions, predominantly with business in Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and heavily as we built the business, predominantly around the UK to date. We've got a book just over 5 billion. We will do transactions of varying sizes, generally from 20 million upwards, but we've just closed on a 1.3 billion US dollar transaction for Blackstone. So we don't really have an upper limit. We do like large transactions. We hold large pieces. We sometimes syndicate when we take such large pieces, but not always. So we cover all sectors pretty much, probably with the exception of healthcare and pure leisure, but all the standard areas we cover. We cover really from straight vanilla deals to heavily structured and more complex transactions. And we also finance NPLs, so we've been fairly active in that arena recently.
Great, thank you. Marcell.
Good morning, my name's Marcell Clark. I'm a partner at Dentons, a global law firm. We have a very large real estate practice. I'm substituting for my partner from Spain, though I'm not sure if I'll be the same kind of substitute. He's super busy, couldn't make it. And my own practice covers the CEE, so we represent German and Austrian banks primarily, lending into Poland, Russia, Turkey. So I cover the CEE with a cross-border real estate finance practice, but my partners elsewhere in Europe work extensively with the UK banks, and also the same is true on the continent in Frankfurt and in Spain.